First of all, the Brics is already here. It's been gathering steam for a decade now. There's already a Brics bank. The ex-president of Brazil has just been made the president of the Brics bank. So Brics Bank is most likely going to replace the IMF and World Bank, which are parasitic organizations which completely take advantage of other countries and hold them down. Second point is this change to the Brics thing. It doesn't force the world from the USD into the yuan. It forces the world into gold and any other currency. It means a multi-currency system and a system based on real value, as in gold and other commodities. So it means the end of this paper kind of Ponzi scheme that's going on. You keep referring to all these other countries as emerging. They're not emerging. They're here. In fact, many of them were here way before you. In fact, China was here thousands of years before you, and so was India, these are civilizations that are 10 times the age of... You guys built yourself on a philosophy created in the 1700s and basically rebuilt as you go. This is why your country's in such disarray now, is because it has no base. That a maniac like Biden and the leftist extremists before him can come in and completely ruin a society and start to reprogram the youth because there's no base. So don't call them emerging. They're not fucking emerging. And excuse my language, but they're not emerging. They're not living in your shadow. One thing I found living in the rest of the world is you don't exist. America, Canada, we don't exist. We're tiny. And in the end, we're only 13%. All of Canada, NATO, and Five Eyes are nothing more than 13% of the entire globe. And parity-wise, we're tiny. And the U.S. is not the largest economy, because when you remove the paper facade, the financialization, they're no longer the largest, and they're not even close to it anymore. So because real economy is based on real goods and services, and real production and real resources. First of all, don't build it up into something more than it is. It means your country's going to have to reestablish its economy into an honest economy that doesn't take advantage of the rest of the world. You said it beautifully, that the USD has been backed up by US strength and power, meaning just since 1991, you've done over 251. This is Tufts University MIP project. Go look it up yourself. 251 military interventions since 1991. And that doesn't even include the covert regime changes. Things like we have right now. You've messed into Pakistan. Imran Khan is one of the greatest leaders they've ever had. And he gets kicked out because of, again, it's U.S. military aid going into the military there, who then do a soft coup. And it happens all the time. You have an intelligence community that basically creates chaos and hell all over the world. So it's no good for everyone else. The other thing you said is, and it's based on oil. And yes, it is. And the oil is no longer going to be traded in USD. And this is where it's very scary for Saudi Arabia. And I'd say Saudi Arabia, you be careful right now. You be very, very, very careful, because you're on their target, man. They're going to try to do a color revolution, soft coup, outright invasion, whatever they need to do. But the fact is, Ms. Crowley, it's already done. Saudi Arabia have already signed the agreement. They're already doing business in yuan. And not just yuan. This is the whole thing. It's not just the yuan. It's gold. It's any kind of... It's payment in any kind of true wealth. The fact is that what it's done is it's given the U.S. a right to counterfeit, print invisible money, and launder it into the international trade system, and devalue everyone else's currency. So you're not stabilizing the global economy at all. You're actually holding the entire global economy down just for you, so you have low prices on their goods. It will finally stop the oppression. US dollar has literally been an oppression, and you've held it up by invading countries, killing millions of people, directly and indirectly, and stagnating those other people's economies, keeping billions of people in poverty so you could prop up your economy by having cheap goods you could buy, and using IMF to make terrible loan agreements with high interest to countries, but with those loan agreements also making them forced to make paper flowers instead of grow food for themselves and things like that, dictating what they grow and what they produce. And that itself is a scam, and that's what the Brics Bank is going to replace. It's not going to be this parasitic, predatory economics that's been going on. That is what she considers catastrophic, is that, yes, to actually have parity with the rest of the world, for the rest of the world to be equals, it's scary to you because you've had this game going to dominate them and hold them all down, and they're not going to be held down anymore. It's over. It's already over. The papers are already signed. It's already done. And it's not just about Russia, China, and it's not even just about Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. We're talking, I would say, upwards to 150 countries, and more are joining, because why would you want to be held down and have your currency constantly devalued? It makes no sense. Yes, it is going to cause inflation in the United States. Again, the USD allows you to take counterfeit, printed USD that doesn't have to be on the books in the public and have it laundered out into the economic system to game the rest of the world's economies and keep their currencies down. You keep the currencies down so their goods are cheap for you. And that's what's going on. And it's in your advantage and to everyone else's disadvantage. CBDC is evil, and CBDC will do to us exactly what the US has been doing to the rest of the world for the last 50 to 70 years. Saudi Arabia, you be careful. US is going to be gunning for you because they don't want the USD dominance to end, even though it's already happening. It's already happening, and the game's up. Everybody sees it happening. So the best thing US can do is repatriate your production as much as you can, start to build an honest economy. But it's not just the exported economy by your financial elites that has dropped the whole US economy and put it into the state. It's been that they've created tax incentives for themselves that don't reinvest back into the economy itself. And they have also, and this is a huge thing, that you allow massive monopolies that are monopolies on a global scale, but on a domestic scale, they kill all the diversity of economy. They kill the economic ecosystem. And you're allowing BlackRock and big investment funds to buy up all the housing, driving up space, which kills Main Street, small businesses, housing prices. Whole generation can't buy a home. It's happening in Canada, all the NATO countries. And you're allowing them to do this in every sector. The Cargills, etc., in the food sector. You have allowed the whales to destroy the diversity of the economic ecosystem in your country. And that is the absolute worst part of it. And you allow them to game the system through all the lobbies and the PACs and the donations and all of the incredible corruption that's going on, where they control the EPA, the FDA, the SEC, and that's the biggest problem. Yes, you have to repatriate your production. Yes, you put on tariffs, protectionist tariffs and stuff, whatever you have to do, absolutely. But damn, you need to fix your internal economy so badly. You have allowed the whales, you have allowed economic feudalism. You have allowed economic feudalism, and you need to take that back. Have a great day.